Looking to be the next YouTube sensation making daily vlogs about camping, woodworking, or making some awesome omelets? Oh yes you are, because all you need to do is just push record, hit that upload button, and see that sweet, sweet AdSense and sponsorship money just roll in. Oh yeah. Well, not quite. I think it's going to take just a little bit more than making some kick-ass omelets to make you go viral. Hello, I'm Armando. I'm your friendly neighborhood Toastmaster, Dungeon Master, Kung Fu martial artist, enthusiast of wrestling, video games, anime, Asian dramas, and other geeky stuff. And I welcome you to Gentlemen of Action, a channel that covers finance, business, self-improvement, and other topics on how to be a man that gets stuff done. And today I want to discuss some YouTube business, where we talk about what I have learned as a YouTuber to help you determine if the content creator life is right for you. And I know what you're thinking. Here's another guru looking to give me a list of the top 108 tips on how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube that he copied from all other gurus. And this dude right here only has about 200 subscribers. And trust me, I'm also tired of these gurus who have all read the same book of Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I got right here. And with all due respect, even though it's an awesome book, a lot of us gurus have no real world experience to provide you. And as the old saying goes, he who can, does. He who cannot, teaches. And this video is from a YouTuber who cannot. And let's face facts. I have not made it big on YouTube. Yet. I am not the biggest YouTube sensation. Yet. And that's okay, because let's get real. Success doesn't come easy. And even though I have not made it to where I want to be, I still believe I have plenty to teach you, at least something, in terms of how to get some insight into this content creator world. First off, some additional background information. I started this channel back in December of 2015, but did not post my first video until about June 2016, about over 4 years ago. I have uploaded approximately 50 videos, and my highest view count for any single video was about 3,200 views, over a period of about 3 years. Now, my average view count per video was about 50 views. And I really gotta say, I really suck at this stuff. And you will suck at it too, at least for a little bit of time. Now, assuming that you have some focus and consistency, you will probably do just fine in the long run. But in the very least, use this video as a resource to learn from my experiences, and you could get past some of the learning curves and misconceptions of the YouTuber life. Lesson number 1. This takes time and effort. And I'm not just talking about the time it takes to build a reputation, gain a following, get subscribers, and build a brand. I'm talking about the amount of time and hours that you will spend to plan your videos, record them, edit them, finalize them, track them, learn everything that you need to be a content creator and record. So it leads me to my first misconception, which is in your spare time, you're going to make some awesome videos that will catch real fire emoji. Here's the reality. No one has spare time because you will always be too busy with life. You will need to make time, just like anything else, in order to make this work. I myself have family obligations, a full-time job, bills to pay, as well as a myriad of hobbies that I want to do, which I've already listed at the beginning of this video. Just like you, it's going to take a lot of time and effort to do, and you need to kind of sneak it into your schedule. Now, any respectable content creator will tell you that they sacrifice a lot to make this content. And don't mislead yourself, like I did, into thinking that this is easy street. While others are talking about TV shows, playing video games, and complaining about politics, you will be hard at work making your content. Does this sound crappy to you? Sometimes it can be crappy. But in the end, just like anybody else, anything that's worth doing in life takes time and dedication. And as much as I want to just drop everything I'm doing and go play Mario Tennis on my Nintendo Switch, I just got to keep going because I'm never going to get to where I want to making some fire emoji type of content by having a balanced life. Having my full-time job is a full-time job. Having this content creator side gig or hustle, whatever you want to call it, is another full-time job. So the idea of a balanced life is just not the reality for me. And it's not going to be the reality for you when you want to make it big. So it's probably better to just embrace it and understand that at some point you're going to make it big if you have consistency and focus. The second lesson that I learned was how money is made. When discussing YouTube, people like to talk about the money that content creators make. Websites like socialblade.com provide stats of what channels generate. So misconception number 2 is that you will earn money mostly from views, AdSense, and sponsorships. Here's the reality. Most YouTubers are not making that much off of views, at least not anymore. They typically make more money off of the YouTube platform. In my almost 5 years of YouTube, I made a whopping $5.71 with AdSense. All right. Wait, no, not all right. Not all right. Guys, I am so sorry. I'm shattering your dreams right now because this was a harsh lesson that I had to learn myself, and it's not fun because they changed the monetization rules several times since I started, and it's become somewhat of a nuisance. Now, you may notice that so many other creators, in order to counteract this, they use a lot more affiliates, or they're plugging affiliates into their videos, which there's nothing wrong with them. I mean, that's a great way to fund your operations and promote things that you believe in. Now, some also use websites like Patreon in order to offer digital products via subscription or patron systems. And some offer online courses through websites such as Skillshare.com. Speaking of, did you know that I'm an instructor on Skillshare.com where I give several courses on public speaking? Well, support me while learning something awesome by using my referral link below to get a free trial on that platform. And as full disclosure, I have been a consumer of Skillshare.com for over 2 years, and I use it as an outlet to teach others public speaking. By the way, if it's not obvious yet, you will probably be making most of your money from affiliates or selling your own products. And it's very important to find out what makes you money, because making money with what you like is how you will stick with it. Because truth be told, I love public speaking, I love teaching others, and I love sharing my experiences with others. But if I did not find a way to make money with this, I would rather just go play video games instead. Because what good is working hard when you're not generating any value? The third lesson that I learned from YouTube is knowing my audience. Making videos is fun, and in YouTube, the bigger the audience, the more you can earn. Well, sort of. So this leads to misconception number 3, which is always cast a wide net because you should make sure to appeal to everyone. In addition, make sure to never offend anyone. Here's the reality. The more specific your audience, the better. A bigger audience does not usually mean more money, because its audience's makeup is just as important as the size of the audience. A major mistake that I made was when I first started making videos, I asked for the opinions of my friends, family, and coworkers. This was a mistake since many of them were not in my target audience. Odds are they did not even care about my content, so their opinions could not be as helpful as me asking the opinions of my target audience. You will soon discover that most people will not care about your videos. But the good news is, some people do care about your videos, and you should be targeting those people. Find out what interests you and your audience, and build on that. Because my audience is not 90% of all of YouTube. It's probably only 10 to 15% of YouTube. And probably it's consisted of the small business and self-improvement crowd. And that's great, because the more specific, the better. On websites like Skillshare.com, I make courses primarily on public speaking in order to focus my discipline and nothing else, which is, again, very specific. Now, there are lots of content creators who are much better at this than myself in defining what is called a tribe, a superfan, building communities. You should really look into these content creators for their advice on how to have a defined and specific audience, as opposed to everyone or anyone with a pulse. The fourth lesson that I learned was vision and branding. Now, having a vision for your channel and your branding are probably the most important elements you will need to determine, though you may not figure out what these are right away. So misconception number 4 is just try to be interesting, funny, or cool, or be like that other famous guy. Because if it works for them, it should work for you too. Just try everything. Here's the reality. You will try a lot of different things and will determine real quickly what you don't like, which is, believe it or not, a really good thing. Your vision of your channel, company, business, whatever it is you're looking to do will change as you become more familiar with the process. Plus, as far as branding, don't try to be like that other famous guy, because they are so much better at being themselves than you are at being them. My original vision for the channel was to have 50 million subscribers, and my branding strategy at first was to be awesome. if you call that a strategy. And this was a very ambitious goal. Hell, when I started this craziness, I was basically just a copy, and a very bad copy at that, of Alpha M and Teaching Men's Fashion. After making about 20 videos where I covered lists and top tips of whatever topic I thought of, I figured out something very important about myself, which was I really hate videos about lists and top tips of random Googleable advice. Hell, I thought to myself, where's the value in this crap? You know, I am supposed to be Armando, the creator of Gentleman of Action after all. What made me different than every other random guy on YouTube wearing a collared shirt? And at that time, basically nothing. So I did the responsible thing by doing absolutely nothing. As funny as it sounds, that is the responsible thing to do, because I wanted to figure out where I was going with this dumb idea of a channel, because I felt like a complete phony every time I was turning on that camera. So here's the bottom line, and it's not because Stone Cold said so. It's because Armando says you will eventually learn what it is you want your channel to be and look like. Do not start by mimicking other channels or sticking with someone else's formula. Start instead with what you like and don't like. Then expand on that by being you, because being you is usually the best strategy there is. The fifth misconception I learned is that imperfection is okay. And there's a famous saying that goes, perfect is the enemy of good. And this is the mindset you should have when making content. So misconception number 5 is that people will like your videos only if they are well produced or of top quality. So here's the reality. Content is king, and honestly, the quality of your videos will improve as you learn more. And despite your best efforts, your first videos will completely suck. The one thing I did right in my YouTube journey was that I accepted the very real fact that my first videos would suck. My audio was buzzy, my videos were grainy, and my lighting was garbage. I, like everyone else, had no idea what I was doing. When I first started, I made a lot of mistakes, and I still make mistakes today because the reality is I'm not the best at video editing, or camera work, or Photoshop, or writing, or basically anything that's needed to make kick-ass videos. I studied business administration and marketing. I never studied video production, film, or even art for that matter. I am at best good enough to make a workable video. And the good news is that good enough is usually good enough for the most part. And it's more important to just get started. By the way, the practical reasons for getting started and accepting imperfections is that investing a lot of resources, aka time and money, in a project like this with no guarantee I would even like it, is just not smart. I did not need to buy a cutting-edge camera, the best computer, or a Rode mic before making my first video. I just need to do what I can with what little I know or had to see if I even like it and then adapt from there. Would it have been better if I learned programs like Premiere Pro or Photoshop before starting? Maybe. But then again, why learn a video editing program first, which could take months, when I could just learn as I go along? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the many lessons that I have learned as a YouTuber that I hope that you will benefit from. What I have learned is that content creation takes a lot of time and effort. I've learned how money is made. I've learned about knowing my audience. I learned about vision and branding, as well as that imperfection is a-okay. And I hope that what I presented to you has been valuable to you, and I'll see you in the next video. And until then, please do everything with gentleman style.